That's right. Happy birthday to everybody that's celebrating a birthday today. And if it is your birthday today, here's some celebrities that share a birthday with you. The beautiful actress Megan Fox turns 38. The amazing Janet Jackson is 58 today. Actor Pierce Bronson is 71. Actor Danny Trejo is 80. And actress Tori Spelling is 51 years old. So happy birthday to all those celebrities. And of course, happy birthday to all of you celebrating a birthday today. It is May 16th today. That's right. We are ready to go. And what a packed show we're going to have for you today. Of course, we're going to talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs. But we got a lot of NFL news. The NFL schedule was released last night. And so all the teams officially know exactly who they're going to play and when. We got primetime games. We got a lot of stuff to go over. And the WNBA started. We also have TV shows that were renewed for next year already. A bunch of them already renewed. And, of course, the movie box office. We got such a packed show that I did not. And on top of that, I was also sick this week. And I had to miss work. So I really did not have a chance to do the top 10 list or my radio where I listen to an album and I review it. I did not have time for that this week, so we will get right back to that next week. I'm going to do DMX. It's hot, and wait, it's dark and hell is hot. One of my favorite albums from back in the 90s, and my boy Corey wanted to hear that, so next week I will review that album. But like I said, this week's been a crazy week. But I still was able to get this show together, obviously, because there's a lot of news to talk about. We also have the WWE King and Queen of the Ring qualifying matches, so we'll talk about all that. Let's get this kicked off. Let's do the easy stuff first. Let's talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs and what's going on with that going into their second round. All right, in the NHL playoffs, the second round is still going. So far, nobody has advanced to the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, and here it is. We've got Dallas, 3-2 lead over Colorado in the West, and then, of course, we got a 2-2 series in the West with Vancouver and the Edmonton Oilers. So that one is in a 2-2 tie right there. In the East, we've got the Florida Panthers up 3-2 over the Boston Bruins, and the New York Rangers up 3-2 on Carolina. So that's where it lands. There's obviously 3 teams right now that have a chance to end their series unless they go to game 6 and 7. So we'll see next week if by the time we get to next week if we are already in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. We should be by that point, but we'll go on from there. All right, let's add the NBA into the mix and see where the NBA is. We are in the thick of it in the NBA playoffs as well. Right now in the Western Conference, Dallas, surprisingly, the number 5 seed leads the number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder 3-2 in their best of 7 series. The next game of that series is not tomorrow, Saturday night is going to be their next game where the Mavericks actually have a chance to go on to the Western Conference Finals. And then right now the Denver Nuggets lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 3-2 in their best of 7 in that. One team that has gone on already in the East, the Boston Celtics, won 4-1 over the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight year. On the other coin, we've got the Pacers and the Knicks. The Knicks lead that series 3-2. What a thing it's going to be if we can see the Knicks and the Celtics going for the NBA Finals to see who gets in at the East. That would be amazing. On the other side, I really think it's going to be Dallas and Denver. I do believe that the Mavericks are going to upset Oklahoma City, and I was reading a thread earlier where they said, a couple of fans of Oklahoma City said, if we lose this series to Dallas, who are number 5 seed, they need a complete firing of everybody. Now, this is coming from a fan base of a team that is the number 1 seed in the West. Okay? They want people fired if they lose to Denver in the second round. or not to Denver, to Dallas, who's the number 5 seed. So you can see the Oklahoma City fans are done. Like, people say, oh, well, at least your team makes the playoffs. Okay, but there comes a time where you need to actually win a championship. Getting to the playoffs every year does not do anything for your team. All that does is say we can make the playoffs and then we're stagnant. Just like and I'm going to bring this up, I'm a Bears fan, just like with the Green Bay Packers. They can win their division with the best of them, and they can get to the playoffs, and then they fold. So, yeah, like I said, it doesn't always matter where you get to. It matters if you win the ring. And that's where Oklahoma City fans are right now. If they lose to Dallas, they want a firing of either front office, coaches, or all the above. So we'll see what happens if Dallas wins. Good for Mark Cuban, though. I'm a big Mark Cuban fan. I love Cube, and it's cool to see his Mavericks be up 3-2 in the second round after winning their first round 4-2 over the Clippers, who, even though they were the 4 seed and the 5 seed, that's still big to beat a seed that's below you, because that means that you were able to get rid of home court advantage that team had going into that. So, all right, let's move on now. Nothing left to talk about with the NBA and the NHL playoffs, but we do have some WNBA news. The season is officially started for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark made her big debut the other night with Indiana, and she lost her first game. It was really sad. She did lose Tuesday night to the Sun, 92-71. But Caitlin Clark did have 20 points, but she did have 10 turnovers. Now, what I'm seeing out of the non-fan base, which really, the thing I don't like about sports fans, especially men's sports fans, is they want to see somebody fail. Like, Caitlin Clark is this big thing coming out of college, and people want her to fail. Why would you wish failure on somebody? For what reason? What reason do you want Caitlin Clark to fail? Is it because you are mad that a woman is making good money, and not just in her NBA, WNBA contract, because then they make peanuts? Okay, I'm talking her endorsement deals alone. She is in the upper millions. Okay, does that make you jealous because you're flipping a burger or you're working a warehouse job? Now, I work a warehouse job too, but I'm not jealous of people who are above my pay grade doing things that I probably could have did if I would have worked hard as a child and honed a craft in some kind of sport. Any of us could have made the NBA, the NFL, hockey, baseball, soccer, wrestling. Any of us could have did that. The reason we didn't is because we did not have the drive to do that. You could have made it as an actor in your life. You could have made it as a singer. You could have made it just as a rock star playing guitar or drums. The reason you didn't is because you did not have the drive to do that. If you did have the drive, you would have made sure that you were one of the best. Not the best, but one of the best. Okay, because we all know that we can go out there and we can play with the best of them, and we can do the things that we need to do to become successful. But sometimes you're just not good enough to be in the pros because you didn't do something, because you didn't go above and beyond. You didn't stay that extra hour to practice when everybody else stayed. Maybe you went home after practice. Maybe that guy that made it, he stayed an extra 30 minutes. Maybe he stayed an extra hour. Maybe he went home, and instead of going home and eating dinner and watching TV and doing his homework, maybe he did his homework and then he went outside under the lights and he played basketball. Maybe she did the same thing growing up. The point is, all these people who are jealous of Caitlin Clark and want her to fail, or Angel Reese, or any of the WNBA women, it's because you're misogynistic, because you are a bigot, and it's because you don't like women. I'm going to say it. It had to be said. You can email me the hate all you want, but it's true. And I don't want to hear, well, I'm married. It doesn't matter if you're married. You could still hate a woman. You could still hate a woman. There are black men, white men out there who are married to a different race, but still hate the rest of that race. It happens. It's wrong, but it happens. The point is, you don't like her because she's a female. People calling her Mel Gibson and all this other. I see the hate. I see the hate every day. I see the same hate for Caleb Williams because he paints his fingernails. Because he paints his fingernails a different color, and he has a pink phone case, and because he plays for USC and all this other stuff, people don't like him. People want him to fail. What kind of fan of a team wants their team to fail because there's a new quarterback? If you're a fan of Justin Fields, that's great. I love Fields. I still have his jersey hanging up. I'm going to keep that jersey. And you know why? Because I still love Justin Fields. And I'm still sad that he's not going to be a part of the Chicago Bears this year. But guess what? Time moves on. If you don't like it and you're an Ohio State fan and you love Justin Fields, that's great. I love J.J. McCarthy. Doesn't mean I would have wanted him on my team. But I love J.J. McCarthy, and I hope he has success wherever he goes, whether it's in Minnesota, just not against the Bears. But I do hope that he has success out there. I don't want to see him fail because he's on a rival. I don't want to see Jordan Love fail. I don't like him. I don't like anything Packers. But I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want him to go out and fail. I want the Packers to lose so that my team gets ahead of them. But I'm not saying, I want Jordan Love to be the worst quarterback. He could be the best quarterback on a shit team. I could care less. And that's just how I feel. But the point is, I don't want to see people fail. You should never want to see people have failure. That's your own insecurities. You want Caleb Williams to fail. You want Caitlin Clark to fail. Angel Reese. Any of the WNBA people. Any of the NFL players that just came out of college. Then you are a failure inside. And that is why you have to hate on other people like them. Because you hate yourself. Just my little rant. But the WNBA started now. We'll see. I will give Caitlin Clark time. It is a brand new thing. It was her first game in the pros in a regular season game that meant something. Of course, they only have 2 preseason games. That's all they got. It's not like the regular pros where they get like an entire 2-3 weeks of preseason and training camps and all that. The WNBA does not get all that. They do the draft, and then a week later they're already in training camp and they're getting ready for the preseason. 2 games before they get ready to go into the regular season. What time do you have to gel with your team? You don't. So basically the first year is your gel year. What is a rookie coming in the WNBA have different than, let's say right now Caitlin Clark and a Caleb Williams, because those are 2 of my favorite rookies, or Angel Reese, who's my other favorite rookie, player for the WNBA for the Sky. What is the difference between those 2 coming in? NFL draft takes place in April. Mini camps take place in May and June. Okay? Then you got the mandatory camps that happen in like June. Okay, for all the teams. Then you get the entire June and July to like hang out with your teammates and like start to gel, call little like off-team practices on the field with each other like they've been doing. Then you go to a real training camp. Now in the end of July you start training camp, and then it goes until the first week of the preseason. You got that. Then you got 3 games? Well, the Bears have 4 this year because the Hall of Fame game will go over the entire Bears schedule in my NFL segment. But we got all that, right? Then you got training camp. You got the preseason. You got 3 to 4 weeks, depending if you play a Hall of Fame game. Then you got the regular season. So from April till September when the regular season starts, you've got all this time to gel with your new teammates. WNBA got 1 week from their draft to their training camp. How do you give a team time to gel together? So yes, when people say, Caitlin Clark had 10 turnovers, most is a rookie, blah, 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 blah. She only shot 5 for whatever, she had 20 points. Okay, 20 points is good, and I get what people are saying with the turnovers and missed shots. But the point is, you're giving this poor woman who had no time to gel with her teammates and jumping right into the WNBA, you're going to give her crap and say, oh, she's a bust. How are you going to call a bust after one game? Are you kidding me? You're a bust. Your life was a bust. You're a nobody. You flip burgers. No one cares about you except for maybe like a few family members and maybe a few friends that you grew up with. Those are the only ones that give a good damn about any of you that want to see failure out of these rookies from all these sports. I don't like Bronny James. He only averages 4 a game. But you know what? If he wants to come up in the NBA and a team wants to take a chance on him, no matter what his name is, let him do it. And I hope he has a successful career. He's not going to be as successful as his dad. Nobody's expecting him to score 30 points a game. He's Bronny. He's not LeBron. Okay? Even though they share the same type of name, that doesn't mean they're the same person. So no. If I am any of these rookies, I'm going to shove it back in all of your faces. The Chicago Sky started last night. They ended up, let's see what they ended up doing last night. The Chicago Sky ended up losing their game last night to, let's see, the Wings. 87-79. Angel Reese had her first game for us, and she ended up with 10 points, or 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Not bad in 26 minutes. She didn't even play the whole game. So, not even really close because a bunch of other people had like 34 minutes. So, we'll see what happens. Give these women time just like you would give men time. Do not start calling people busts and pointing fingers from your couch while you're eating your chicken wings and drinking your beer while they're out making money playing a real sport while you're at home playing pocket pool. Okay? We don't need all this. We don't need the negativity out of fans like that. You aren't even real fans. In fact, most of you probably just watch to see them fail. Well, guess what? Every time you watch the game, you're giving them ratings. You're helping them to become bigger and better of an organization and break them away from the stigma of what the NBA does for them. So go ahead, keep watching and hoping failure because you're actually going to help the success of the WNBA, not even realizing you're doing it. All right, let's move on to the WWE King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring qualifiers. Let's see where everybody is on that. That is actually next Saturday, not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday in Saudi Arabia. So let's see how that goes and see who's in so far and where we're at. All right, so the WWE King and Queen of the Ring tournament will take place next Saturday, May 25th, from the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I want to make sure I'm right. Yeah. Alright, so that's what it says. It says Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah Superdome. 2024 King of the Ring matches so far. Non-tournament is the undisputed WWE Championship and United States Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Winner take all. So whoever wins that match will end up taking the championships both. So I see this going into a draw because I don't think Logan Paul is going to lose to Cody, and I know Cody's not losing to Logan. So I really feel this is going to go into a draw. It's going to be like a big disqualification. I think someone's going to interfere in it, and then it'll be over. So yeah, that's that. And then Women's World Championship, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the title. That's going to be good. And then we have the Intercontinental Championship. Triple threat match, Sami Zayn is taking on Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. We will also have the King of the Ring finals for the King and the Queen of the Ring. Here's how that's been going so far. So for the King of the Ring bracket, for the first round, Gunther defeated Sheamus. Ilja Dragunov defeated Ricochet. Jey Uso defeated Finn Balor. Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles. Tama Tonga defeated Angelo Dawkins. Carmelo Hayes defeated Baron Corbin. LA Knight defeated Santos Escobar. And Kofi Kingston defeated Rey Mysterio. Now, as you can see in the first round, we were minus Xavier Woods, who was not in this tournament, even though he is technically the defending King of the Ring right now. He was not in this tournament. So, Kofi is in instead. So, maybe Kofi wins this one. Maybe it's somebody else. We'll see. In the quarterfinals, Gunther defeated Kofi Kingston, so there you go. I just wanted to give drama for that. Jey Uso defeated Ilja Dragunov. Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes takes place tomorrow night on SmackDown. And LA Knight. This is weird. Wait a second. This one says LA Knight defeats Tama Tonga on SmackDown May 17th. So that's wrong, but is that a look into the future of that show? This is Yahoo Sports that I'm getting this off of. Do they know something we don't know, or was that a misprint? Because it is Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, and LA Knight and Tama Tonga tomorrow night on SmackDown. Semifinals is already set on the Raw brand, and that is Gunther versus Jey Uso. So the winner of that will end up facing the winner of the either LA Knight, Randy Orton, Tama Tonga, or Carmelo Hayes semifinal, which would be, I believe, next week on SmackDown. So we'll see. We'll see who's going to go on. And then Queen of the Ring bracket. First round, Io Sky defeated Natalya. Lara Volkra defeated Dakota Kai. Zoe Stark defeated Ivy Nile. Bianca Belair defeated Candice LeRae. Jade Cargill defeated Piper Niven. Nia Jax defeated Naomi. Tiffany Stratton defeated Michin. Shayna Baszler defeated Maxine Dupree. In the quarterfinals on Raw, Io Sky defeated Shayna Baszler. Lara Valkyrie defeated Zoe Stark. We still have Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax and Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown tomorrow night. Now, would this not be funny to see Jade Cargill and Bianca face each other in the semifinals for the winner to go on to face the Raw person in the Queen of the Ring? I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tiffy beats Bianca, and I think Jade beats Nia, and then Jade, I think, is going to go on. But it might be Tiffy. Tiffy might do it. But I can't see, because Jade Cargill and Bianca just won the tag team titles together. I can't see them having a feud over the Queen of the Ring right now. So, yeah, I do believe that Bianca loses to Tiffany, and I think Jade Cargill will lose to, or will beat Nia Jax. So we're going to see Jade and Tiffany on the SmackDown finals to see who goes on. So what will happen now is we will see Io Sky or Lara going on and winning Monday night and moving on to Saturday next week. They'll await the winner of the 4 women that are left. So it'll be a semifinal next Friday night on SmackDown. Now, that's only technically the day before Jeddah, but you know they most likely are filming a double SmackDown. I believe that they're doing a double SmackDown either tonight. I think it's going to be tonight. I think they're going to record 2 SmackDowns because they're not going to do it unless it's live in Jeddah. They might be doing it from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia next week. So we'll see. But yeah, so that is how the King and Queen of the Ring finals are going. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Everybody's excited. The NFL schedule was officially released. Now, obviously, this is a Chicago-based show. I got a lot of Chicago listeners, so we're going to go over the Chicago Bears before anything else. So let's get into the schedule for the Bears for the preseason and regular season of the 2024 Caleb Williams era. All right, here we go. Now, I'm getting more and more excited for the Bears season as we get closer. As major milestones in the NFL come out and get done, I'm getting more excited about the season. I'll be honest, when Justin Fields was traded, I was upset. I wasn't happy about it. I knew Caleb Williams was most likely the goal, either him or Jaden Daniels. I really wanted Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams all the way up until the draft. Even till the day of, I was like, I think it's going to be Caleb, but I'd rather it be Jaden Daniels. But Caleb grew on me. Okay, when I first was talking about him, I was like, oh, he's a crybaby. Oh, he cried in his mom's bosoms. Yeah, he did. Am I a fan of that? Not really. But to each their own. Okay, I wouldn't have been crying in my mom's bosoms, but that's me. I don't cry that often unless it's something that really gets me. But then again, I've never played a pro sport or a college sport with that kind of emotion. So maybe I would if I was a pro athlete. So I look at it when people were like disparaging me for those comments. I was like, yeah, you know what? I looked at it. Okay, I've never played sports like that. I've never had that rush, that adrenaline, and then lose, and then have to deal with the fact that I lost a big game. Okay, and I wasn't able to lead my team to the victory. So possibly that would have been me. Okay, the painting the fingernails never really bothered me. Back in the day, we had a man named Dennis Rodman here in Chicago who was a proponent of coloring his nails. Okay, dyeing his hair, wearing wigs, marrying himself in a wedding dress. Like, come on. If we could deal with Dennis Rodman and win chips, we could deal with Caleb Williams with a pink phone case and all that. Now, the last thing that people say, well, he comes from USC. I'm going to go into that in the next couple of weeks, why these people who bring up colleges are just stupid and don't know how sports work. Okay, when you bring up, oh, well, he played for North Carolina, to a point, I get it. I don't necessarily wouldn't. I'm glad Drake May obviously is not doing very well in his rookie mini camps. He's not really adjusting well to NFL, and this is a mini camp. Okay, this isn't even a real training camp yet. Maybe there is something with North Carolina quarterbacks. Trubisky struggled too, so we'll see. But we'll see where Drake May ends up when he, gets his retirement. So here we go. NFL schedule is released. Caleb Williams' era is officially underway. He's already in a Bears jersey. He's doing the bear claw, which I think is cool. I don't care what people say. I think it's cool. Look, he is showing his wanting to be here, because for so many months people were like, Caleb Williams doesn't want to play for Chicago. He already said he's not coming to Chicago if he gets drafted here. Blah, blah, blah. Colin Cowherd running his little mouth, thinking that he knows everything because he's on the radio. I'm on a podcast, dude. I'm on the same level as you. The only difference is you're all over. Well, actually, we're both all over the world. But you get paid a lot more money than me, but you also run your mouth about things you know nothing about. And Caleb Williams' camp called you out on it and made you look like the fool that you are. But we do love that you're so supportive of Caleb Williams being in Chicago now. But at the same time, dude, you ran your mouth and you got called out for it. And that's what happens in media. But here we go. NFL schedule is released. Preseason for the Bears kicks off Thursday, August 1st. We have the Hall of Fame game with the Houston Texans. So we actually will see the Houston Texans twice in the 2024 campaign. The first one will be in a preseason game. I'm sure we will see Caleb Williams. Now, we may see a little less of him in that game because that is not an official preseason game. It is the Hall of Fame game. So I don't know exactly how Eberflus is going to want to go about that. He'll probably start Caleb Williams, but I don't think Caleb's going to get a lot of starts until the first official preseason game, which is literally 9 days later on Saturday, August 10th at the Buffalo Bills at 12 p.m. That is going to be a good game. I'm sure we're going to see a decent amount of Caleb Williams in that. I think that if Eberflus is smart, he is not going to do what he did with Justin Fields. And that was sit Fields out for most of the preseason and only let him play a sporadic amount. This guy is a rookie. He needs all the reps he can get. Odunze, Moore, even Keenan Allen. These guys need to gel before the season starts. The only way you're going to gel them as a team is if they play at least a half. And I know people are saying, what if they get hurt? What if they get hurt in training camp? What, should they never be at training camp? Should they not practice? Like, come on. You can't go by that. Because the fact of the matter is, if they're conditioning well in the offseason, they should not get hurt that early in the season. And we already know Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and DJ Moore have all been working out and catching passes in non-camp affiliated things with Caleb Williams. So he has already called practices that aren't even verified by the NFL. They're just meeting on a field and throwing the ball to each other. Now that is team camaraderie. That is a team that wants to say, last year we won 7 with Fields and Bagent. This year, Caleb, you're taking us to 10 to 12 wins. All right, third game of the preseason, Saturday, August 27th. Or August 17th, sorry. against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Another good one. I'm not giving wins and losses on this yet. I'm going to do my early Bears predictions next week on the season. I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to go game by game and I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen, but not today. Today we're just going over the schedules. And then Thursday, August 22nd, the last game at the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's going to be a 7 o'clock start on a Thursday night. And that's August 22nd. So we're ready for that. Then the season kicks off a few weeks later. Sunday, September 8th. We are ready. Let's go. Caleb Williams' era officially begins in the regular season when he kicks it off at home against the Tennessee Titans at noon on the lakefront. Great game. Awesome. Week 2, September 15th. It's a Sunday at the Houston Texans. That's a Sunday night football game on NBC. The week after that, Sunday, September 22nd, at the Indianapolis Colts. It's a noon game. Week after that is Sunday, September 29th. We got the Los Angeles Rams coming to Soldier Field at noon on Fox. Week after that, Sunday, October 6th, the day after my birthday. The day after my 44th birthday. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears on the lakefront. DJ Moore's old team, the team that gifted us Caleb Williams and DJ Moore, will come to Chicago to play us on October 6th at 12 p.m. on Fox. So good game, and that's my birthday weekend. Sunday, October 13th, in London. That's right, we go across the pond and we play the Jacksonville Jaguars in London on the NFL Network at 8:30 a.m. So Chicago fans, we're going to have to get up early for that one, but that's okay because the next week after that, week 7, the Bears have a bye week. So after we watch that early game, we won't have a Bears game for 2 weeks. Week after that, they kick it off on Sunday, October 27th, Halloween weekend, with the Washington Commanders at Washington. So we will get to see the 2 top draft picks in the NFL draft this year going head-to-head with each other. Well, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Sunday, November 3rd, on CBS at 3:05, it's the Bears at the Arizona Cardinals. That's only one of a couple of late games. In fact, they only, besides Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, I'm counting a late game as like a 3 o'clock start. We only have 2 3 o'clock starts, a 3:05 and a 3:25. That's not bad. And then the week after that, Sunday, November 10th, against the New England Patriots at home at Soldier Field. This starts a 3-game stretch at home. Week after that, Sunday, November 17th, the first time we will see a division foe, and it is the Green Bay Packers at noon on Fox on the lakefront. That's going to be awesome. And then the week right after that, we got the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, November 24th at noon at home on Fox. And then the week after that, a short week, because we go from a Sunday game to a Thursday game at the Detroit Lions, 11:30 a.m. on CBS. So we have 3 division games in a row. After not playing the division the first 10 weeks of the season, we will have 3 in a row. We have the Packers, the Vikings, and then the Lions. 3 in a row against them. The Lions finishing it off with the Bears on a nationally televised game for Thanksgiving. Awesome. Can't wait. Like I said, next week I'll go into my wins and losses. And then the week after that, Sunday, December 8th, at the San Francisco 49ers. That's a 3:25 start on Fox. Week after that, we got Monday Night Football against the Vikings in Minnesota on ABC at 7:15. And then Sunday, December 22nd, we've got the Detroit Lions at home on Fox. And then another short week because we play Thursday, December 26th. We play Thursday Night Football on Prime Video against the Seattle Seahawks at home in Chicago on the lakefront on the day after Christmas. Imagine that. Oh my Lord, that game's going to be off the chain. It's going to be cold. It'll probably be some snow maybe in the air because it's right after Christmas. We'll just have Santa bringing us all our gifts. The only thing I want from Santa this year is a Chicago Bears division championship. That's what I want. Make it happen, Santa. But yeah, and then we finish off the season on either Saturday, Sunday, of January 4th or 5th against the Green Bay Packers at Green Bay. That could be for the division. That could be for a wild card spot for either team or both. Because remember, there's extra wild card spots. So we'll see. So that is the Chicago Bears schedule for this year. It is going to be off the chain. I think everybody is going to have a good time with that. I think that, this is what we need. The Bears need this kind of schedule. I'm excited. Start off against Tennessee. You don't play your division for the first 10 games. That gives Caleb Williams time to get adjusted before he has to get thrown into these division games that really mean something, because they're division games that you can play twice a year. Here's the international schedule for 2024 for the NFL this year. In Sao Paulo, Brazil, we're going to have on September 6th, so the day after the NFL kicks off. Because remember, the NFL kicks off on Thursday with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens in a rematch from the AFC Championship game. But the next day, on a Friday, this is going to be on Amazon Prime, it's the day after, the Packers will play the Philadelphia Eagles in their first game of the season right there in Sao Paulo. Actually, it's going to be on Peacock. I was wrong. Sorry, not on there. It's going to be on Peacock. And then we've got 3 London games this year on the docket. October 6th, you got the Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. October 13th, of course, we talked about the Jaguars and the Bears. And then, the week after that, the Jaguars play again. This time against the New England Patriots. So, my take is that we are going to see in London, we're going to see the Jacksonville Jaguars not even come home after the Bears and then play. They're going to stay there most likely, because a week later they will play at Wembley against the New England Patriots. So that's big. And then Munich, Germany, November 10th, it will be the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Why? Why would you take Carolina into an international game when they have nothing? I think that's a waste right there. I'll take the Giants. I would take the Giants, but I would not take the Carolina Panthers. That's a mistake. That is horrible. I don't even know what they're thinking with that. All right, now here we go. This is the list of all the this is the 2024 NFL schedule Monday Night Football games. So for all you Monday Night Football fans, here's the full list of games for the entire year. Okay? So we've got September 9th, we're going to kick off with the Jets at San Francisco in Week 1. Week 2, we've got September 16th, we've got the Atlanta Falcons and Philadelphia. September 23rd, it's a doubleheader. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. And then we got the Washington Commanders and the Bengals. September 30th, we've got a doubleheader in Week 4. Tennessee Titans and the Dolphins, and then we got the Seahawks and the Lions. Okay, then we've got October 7th, we've got the Saints and Kansas City Chiefs. October 14th in Week 6 is going to be Buffalo and the Jets. The 21st, we got a doubleheader, the Baltimore Ravens and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. October 28th, the New York Giants take on the Steelers. November 4th, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. November 11th, Week 10, we've got the Dolphins and the Rams. November 18th, we got the Texans and the Cowboys. November 25th, Baltimore and the Chargers. December 2nd, Week 13, we've got the Browns and the Broncos. December 9th, you've got the Bengals and the Cowboys. December 16th, this is Week 15, they got a doubleheader. They've got the Bears and Vikings, and then the Falcons and Oakland. December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, we got the Saints and the Green Bay Packers. And then December 30th, we've got the Lions and San Francisco. January 4th of Week 18, it's a to-be-determined doubleheader. The Bears and Packers could be flexed to that game. If it comes down to it, we may see Bears and Packers on January 4th. which is funny because January 4th is a Saturday. They're going to put Monday Night Football on a Saturday, but that's going to be prime time, that's why. All right, so let's look up NBC's Sunday Night Football and see who's all playing on Sunday nights. All right, so here we go. Now, obviously, Thursday Night Football will kick off week 1, but only on, you're going to see the opening game, Baltimore at Kansas City for their big opener. So that's what we're going to have for Thursday Night Football. This is all on Amazon Prime. Week 2, September 12th, you're going to see Buffalo and Miami. Week 3, September 19th, we've got the Patriots at the Jets. Week 4, September 26th, you got the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants. Week 5, October 3rd, we've got Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Week 6 on October 10th, you got San Francisco and the Seahawks. Week 7, October 17th, we've got the Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. Week 8, which is on October 24th, we got the Vikings and the Rams. October 31st, Halloween, week 9, we've got the Texans and the Jets. Let's see, week 10, November 7th, it is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Week 11, November 14th, we've got Washington taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Then on week 12, November 21st, we're going to have the Steelers playing against the Browns. Week 13 is November 29th, which is a Friday, and that's Black Friday football. There won't be a Thursday night game. It'll be Black Friday instead. The Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 14, December 5th, you got Green Bay at Detroit. Week 15, December 12th, we've got the LA Rams taking on San Francisco 49ers. Week 16, December 19th, we've got the Browns and the Bengals. And then the final game of the season that'll be on Prime is going to be on week 17, not week 18, but 17. And that's going to be the Seahawks at the Bears to close out Thursday Night Football. Also, they do have an exclusive game of the wild card. But that's to be determined, obviously. And then last but not least, we've got our schedule for, let's see, Sunday Night Football. We should have one here. Mark your calendars. Sunday Night Football schedule is here. Here we go. Okay, so the NFL kickoff game. Oh, wait, you know what? Baltimore and Kansas City is going to be a Sunday night. It's going to be an NBC game this year. So that's why there was no Week 1 Thursday Night Football game. I thought they just didn't mark it down because we already knew. But nope. This year, Sunday Night Football is going to kick off on a Thursday night, Friday, and Sunday. So you have to see it 3 times on NBC networks. So we got the NFL kickoff game. That's thunder. Oh, yeah. We got some thunderstorms coming in. Let's see. NFL kickoff game. We got Baltimore and Kansas City. NFL Brazil the next day. We've got Green Bay and Philadelphia on Peacock. And then Week 1 Sunday Night Football, we've got LA and Detroit. So the Rams and the Lions. Week 2, it's the Bears at the Texans. Week 3 is Kansas City at Atlanta. Week 4, we've got Baltimore at home taking on Buffalo. Week 5, we got Dallas and Pittsburgh. Week 6, we've got the Bengals and New York Giants. Week 7, it's going to be the Jets and the Steelers. Week 8, the Cowboys and San Francisco. Week 9, Jags and Eagles. Week 10, Lions and Texans. Week 11, the Colts and the Jets. Week 12, we've got the Eagles and the Rams. Thanksgiving night, we'll have the Dolphins and the Packers. Week 13, we've got San Francisco and Buffalo. So we got 2 Sunday Night Football games. Thanksgiving night and that. So, yeah, there we go. And then Week 14, we have the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 15, Green Bay and Seahawks. Week 16, we've got the Texans in Kansas City. Week 16, we also have Tampa Bay and Dallas. And then week 17, we'll have the Dolphins and the Browns. Now, week 18, it says to be determined. So I'm guessing they're going to flex a game maybe to NBC or Peacock for whoever's in a wild card hunt or in the hunt for their division. So big games popping. Really big games popping. Here we go. NFL season is about to get underway in a few months. If you think about it, we're in May right now. We're at May 16th, so we're halfway through May. If we get all the way to June, July, you got training camp. August, you got preseason. September, regular season. We only have 2 more months, 2.5 months, until there's actual real football on our TV again. Not saying that the XFL league thing that's been going on hasn't been great. I've watched a little bit of games here and there, but I'm basically busy, and during the summer it's hard to watch football and get into football mode till like August when preseason starts, and even then, really until September when it kicks off for real, that's when you really get fully into it. So yeah, let's go into that. But yeah, that's great. Now I wanted to go over something that I saw. Speaking of Caleb Williams being a Chicago Bear, this is a very scary stat, and everybody sees this every year during every Bears game. But until you really read through it and see it, it really blows your mind. QBs to start a game for the Bears since the year 2000. Okay? This is since the year 2000. Cade McNown, 9 games. Shane Matthews, 8. Jim Miller, 23. Chris Chandler, 13. Henry Burris, 1. Cordell Stewart, 7. Craig Krenzel, 5. Chad Hutchinson, 5. Jonathan Quinn, 3. Rex Grossman, 31. Kyle Orton, 33. Brian Greasy, 6. Jay Cutler, 102. He's the most, was Jay Cutler. Todd Collins, 1. Caleb Haney, 4. Josh McCowan, 7. Jason Campbell, 1. Jimmy Clausen, 2. Matt Barkley, 6. Brian Hoyer, 5. Mike Glennon, 4. Mitchell Trubisky, 57. Chase Daniels, 3. Nick Foles, 8. Andy Dalton, 6. Nathan Peterman, 1. Trevor Siemian, 1. Justin Fields, 38 games. And Tyson Bagent, 4. This is the list of QBs to start a game for the Bears since 2000. That is a scary stat. And it gets scary the more you think about the fact that the Bears have not had a legitimate starter since Jay Cutler. I mean, you can look at Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields, but even them, it's less than 60. It's only double digits, not triple digits. So yes, that is a scary thought that this is what we've done. This is why we really, really, really want Caleb Williams as a number 1 pick to come out and be that guy. We are putting our hopes on the USC starter. We are putting our hopes on Caleb Williams. Bear claw and all. I will take a picture today with my bear claw out. I am in full support. Woo, it's coming down rain. I love it. What a great show this is. This is Chicago weather. I love it. Feeling the mist of the rain as I'm doing my show. But yeah, like I said, QBs to start. This is why we need you, Caleb. We need Caleb Williams. We need you to be the shining star. We need you to be the guy. And I believe you will be the guy. Scary thought. Just a scary thought when you look at guys like Mahomes and you look at guys, other starters like Brett Favre and all them. Every single one that have made it this far and were always a starter unless they were hurt. But yeah, that's a scary thought. Now, here's a funny thing, and I only have the NFC East, North, South, and West. I don't have the AFC on this. NFL fan spending averages by teams. This is a funny thing to look at. And I found this through thing that I was on where someone commented that the Chicago Bears, this is why we support our team so much, because we're always drunk. But it's actually funny. This is a breakdown of concessions, alcohol, and merchandise that is spent, and who is the top per, who's like spends the most. And it's actually funny because Chicago spends the second most in concessions, just to Los Angeles. We spend the most in alcohol. We spend the most in alcohol. And I'm looking now. We spend the second most in merchandise. The most in merchandise is Tampa Bay. Now, I'm wondering if a lot of that was Tom Brady and Gronk jerseys when they took over. That's what I'm thinking, possibly. But we'll see. It doesn't break down any of that. But that's what I'm thinking. But here we go. So, we'll start out. We'll finish with the North. We'll finish with the Bears. But let's do this. NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys in concessions. They spend $117.27 in concessions. This is the fan spending. This is spending by the average fan. Okay, how much they spend. $43.62 in alcohol and $189.76 in merchandise. The New York Giants spend $118.04, the most in their division, in concessions, $43.48 in alcohol, and they average $132.50 in merchandise. Dallas Cowboys fans spend the most in merchandise at a game. And then Philadelphia, they spend $101.19 in concessions, $37 in alcohol, and $114 in merchandise. The Washington Commanders spend $112 in concessions, $43 in alcohol a game, and $80 in merchandise. So obviously people aren't buying a ton of merch. And if they are, they're not buying the big stuff. They're buying smaller stuff. So if you're spending $80 in merchandise, you might buy a couple shirts, but you're not buying jerseys. Jerseys at a game are probably like $120 to $150, maybe more, depending on who you're buying. The NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons in concessions, $89.85. $36.62 in alcohol, and $114 in merchandise per game. The Carolina Panthers, $61 in concessions, $13 in alcohol. So, obviously not a lot of drinkers going on not a lot of drinking per fan, if you think about it, because that's, probably one drink? At least in a Chicago bar, that's one drink. And $104 in merchandise. New Orleans Saints, $97 in concessions. They are the most in concessions in their division. $35 in alcohol. Alcohol is won by Atlanta with $36. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Next one. And $119 in merchandise. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, $86 in concessions. $40 in alcohol, so they're spending the most to drink at the game. And then $228 in merch per game. This is the average. So the average spender, this is what they're spending when they go to a game. In the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals in concessions spend about $115, $37 in alcohol, and $228 in merchandise. Wow, they have the most in merchandise in their division. They have the second most in merch in the entire NFC. So that's crazy. Los Angeles Rams spent $176 in concessions. Food's expensive in LA. $51 in alcohol and $181 in merchandise. So people are spending more on food than merch. They're probably buying their merch other places. They sell merch at Walmart. They sell it in stores. So you obviously don't have to get it at the game. You're going to spend more money at the game than you would anywhere else. But yeah, So that's crazy. And then San Francisco 49ers, $133 in concessions, $59 in alcohol, which is the most in alcohol in the entire division, and $153 in merch. The most for eating, obviously, would be Los Angeles, and the most in drinking goes to San Francisco. The most in merchandise goes to Arizona, the Cardinals. And finally, last but not least, is the NFC North, where the Bears play. We'll go with Minnesota first. They spent $64 on concessions, $33 on alcohol, and $78 on merchandise. Green Bay Packers, $98 at the concession stand, $40 in alcohol, and they're spending $99 on merch. The Detroit Lions, $93 in concessions, $38 in alcohol, $159 in merchandise. That's a pretty good amount. Obviously, the cheapest place to eat is obviously Minnesota. So if you're going to go to a Bears game, go to Minnesota and watch them play the Vikings. You can eat for a lot cheaper. Merchandise, too, that's ridiculous. So people aren't buying jerseys there. Most likely they're buying stuff like T-shirts, stuff like that, maybe footballs, stuff like that. And then, of course, the Chicago Bears, my Bears. When you go to a Bears game, on average, you spend about $152 on concessions. Now, is that for a family or is that for one person? Because I don't know anybody in just concessions who's paying $152 a game. I can see maybe if you're feeding your whole family there, you could probably get close to that. You'll probably do less. But that's about, if you're eating good there, yeah, you're probably spending that. $58 in alcohol, which is the most in the NFC North, and also $193 in merch. So we in Chicago have the biggest concessions in the North, the most alcohol in the North, and the most merchandise in the North. So people that are saying the Bears are horrible, you just don't like them because you just don't like them. They do very, very well. Well, let's look through this list. So the most in concessions spent is in Los Angeles, 156. Chicago comes in second at 152. So if you go to a Los Angeles Rams game, you're going to spend the most in the NFC to eat. The most to drink in the NFC, now that is not the Bears. That is, hold on, there's somebody higher than us. $59 in San Francisco to drink. So, yeah, we're the second most in alcohol. But yeah, the most is actually San Francisco at 59. And merchandise, it is definitely not us. The biggest merch sellers is Tampa Bay at $228.95, followed by the Arizona Cardinals, who are $228.48. So by 40 cents, people are paying more money for merchandise in LA. So yeah, or in not LA, in Tampa Bay. So that is the average spending. That is crazy. So it does cost a lot to go to a game, but damn. And then one more last thing about football. These are the notable college football week 1 matchups this year. On Thursday, you're going to see North Dakota State. This is Thursday, August 29th, taking on Colorado. Saturday, we'll have Clemson, August 31st, taking on Georgia. University of Miami at Florida, the Gators on August 31st. And Notre Dame at Texas A&M on August 31st, which is also Saturday. Sunday, the big notable game, USC and LSU, which is actually funny because now they no longer have Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. So now we'll see the next crop of quarterbacks and how they do. And the other big one is Boston College at Florida State on Monday night. It's a football game on September 2nd. So those are your notable college football week 1 matchups for this year. All right, sports is done. Let's move on to movie box office. Let's see what's going on in the box office last week. All right, so last week at the box office, here was the top 10. Coming in at number 10 was Abigail. It did a weekend gross of $1.1 million. It's made $25 million in the 4 weeks it's been out. Number 9, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, stayed in the theaters for a second week. It did $1.4 million. It's done a total gross of $487 million since it first came out years and years ago. But this was in 2 weeks of release. It's been out for 2 weeks in the movie theater. Number 8 was Civil War. It did $1.8 million. $65 million gross at the box office in 5 weeks. Kung Fu Panda 4 did $1.8 million, still going strong, $191 million in 10 weeks. Unsung Heroes in its third week did $2.5 million at the box office, $18 million total gross. Godzilla Kong: The New Empire is still in the top 5. Amazing. $2.6 million last weekend, $192 million at the box office in 7 weeks. The movie Taro did $3.4 million last weekend at number 4. It's done $13 million gross in 2 weeks. The Zendaya movie Challengers did $4.4 million in its third week, $39 million so far in the 3 weeks it's been open. The Fall Guy still came in number 2 this week. Weekend gross of $14 million, total gross of $52 million in 2 weeks. Not horrible, not great. Don't think the budget could have been that big for that. It didn't look like it'd be a huge budget. We'll see what it finally does at the end. And then number 1 in its first week was The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's right. That did $58 million in its first week for the weekend gross. Total gross is $69 million already for The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So definitely good movies to go check out. Go see any of those, plus anything new that comes out this week. We'll know what comes out starting tomorrow. They'll do all the reviews of those. So let's move on to our last topic before we get out of here. That's all I have a show. Like I said, I was sick this week, and so I couldn't get to a top 10 list, and I could not get to listen to a whole album this week. It's just been a crappy week. So next week I will have my friend Corey Zelinka wanted DMX, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. So we will do that one for him next week. So we'll go into that one next week. But let's look at what is coming up at the box office. Oh, really quick. The Voice, the season next year for The Voice, 2 new hosts are going to be on there. 2 new judges. Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé to go along with Reba McEntire, who's returning. And then, of course, Gwen Stefani is coming back. So it'll be Reba, Gwen, Snoop, and Michael Bublé. So that'll be pretty decent. I think that'll be pretty good. Alright, and now let's see which TV shows are renewed for this coming season coming up in the fall. That's right, we can start talking about fall now. Summer's almost here. Fall's the next holiday, or the next time of the year. Alright, so let's go into what is coming back, and we'll do that by network. So let's do that. ABC 911 was renewed for season 8. Abbott Elementary for season 4. Celebrity Family Feud's coming back for season 10. Grey's Anatomy coming back for season 21. Look at them go. Jeopardy Masters was renewed for a season 2. Invasion is going to be having a season 3. Tamron Hall is going to be back for season 6. The Good Doctor will be ending after season 7, which I believe would be next year, right? The Rookie coming back for season 7. And Will Trent is renewed for season 3. And I just looked it up while we were doing this to make sure. Good Doctor is ending, and this is season 7 now for them. So they are ending this season. So that's the end of The Good Doctor if you're a fan of that. AMC, The Terror was renewed for season 3. Apple TV Plus, For All Mankind was renewed for season 5. Hijack is coming back for season 2. Schmigadon, I don't even know what that is, was canceled after season 2. Slow Horses renewed for a season 5. Bravo, Below Deck was renewed for season 12. Married to Medicine coming back for season 11. Top Chef season 22. Southern Charm is coming back for season 10. Southern Hospitality season 3. Summer House season 9. Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14. Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19. And The Real Housewives of Miami, coming back for a season 7. Also, The Real Housewives of New York City for season 16, and The Real Housewives of Potomac for season 9. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for season 6. Jesus Lord, how many seasons are there? And how many different Real Housewives? Good Lord. Why don't they just have one for every state at this point? And then The Valley is coming back for season 3. CBS canceled CSI Vegas after season 3. Elsbeth is coming back for season 2. FBI renewed for 3 more seasons. FBI International is coming back for a season 4. FBI Most Wanted for a season 6. Fire County for season 3. Ghost has season 4 coming. NCIS renewed for season 22. NCIS Hawaii canceled after season 3. NCIS Sydney was renewed for season 2. So Help Me Todd canceled after season 2. SWAT is renewed for season 8. Drew Barrymore Show is coming back for a season 5. We're going to see the Equalizer coming back for season 5. The Neighborhood season 7. They renewed The Young and the Restless for 4 seasons, and Tracker is renewed for a season 2. Disney Plus is going to bring back American Born Chinese. Oh no, American Born Chinese was canceled after season 1. Osaka renewed for a season 2. A Real Bug's Life for season 2. Goosebumps renewed for season 2. Limitless with Chris Hemsworth renewed for season 2. And Percy Jackson and the Olympians is renewed for a season 2. Disney Channel is going to bring back Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Oh, no, they're not. They canceled it after season 3. On E! House of Villains renewed for season 2. Fox Animal Control coming back for season 3. Crime Scene Kitchen is renewed for a season 3. Jennifer Hudson Show is coming back for season 3. The Cleaning Lady is renewed for a season 4. And The Floor was renewed for seasons 2 and 3. If you watch Freevee, Alex Rider was canceled after season 3. FXX Dave is on pause after season 3. Hallmark Channel The Way Home renewed for a season 3. HBO's True Detective is coming back for a season 5. Hulu This Fool is canceled after season 2. Death and Other Details canceled after season 1. Max renewed Bookie for season 2. Julia was canceled after season 2. Our Flag Means Death is canceled after season 2. Rap Sheet canceled after season 2. And The Flight Attendant canceled after season 2. NBC, here's your big ones for primetime. Chicago Fire was renewed for a season 13. Chicago Med renewed for season 10. Chicago PD renewed for season 12. So the one Chicago shows will all be back. Extended Family was canceled after 1 season. Oh, that's sad. That's a good one. Oh, that's with the dude from 2.5 Men. Oh, that's sad. I like that show. I watched a few episodes when I could. Law & Order was renewed for season 24. Law & Order SVU was renewed for season 25. Lopez vs. Lopez was renewed for season 3. And Night Court renewed for season 3 also. Netflix, Avatar The Last Airbender renewed for seasons 2 and 3. Breakpoint was canceled after season 2. Heartbreak High renewed for 3rd and final season. Is It Cake renewed for season 3. That's a good show. Obliterated was canceled after season 1. Ratched canceled after season 1. Survival of the Thickest renewed for a season 2. The Brother's Son was canceled after season 1. And The Witcher renewed for 5th and final season. Paramount Plus is bringing back Colin from Accounts for season 2. Canceled after season 4 is Evil. Frasier was renewed for a season 2, and I heard Roz will be back in season 2, so she's going to have more of a, I believe, mainstay in the character. Special Ops Lioness was renewed for a season 2. Star Trek Lower Decks canceled after season 5. Star Trek Strange New World was renewed for a season 4. And then Wolfpack canceled after season 1. PBS All Creatures Great and Small renewed for season 5 and 6. And Miss Scarlet, formerly Miss Scarlet and the Duke, renewed for a season 5. Peacock Bupkis canceled after previously being renewed. So Bupkis is gone. That is the show that I love, and I was hoping for another season of it with what's his name from Saturday Night Live. Why can't I think of his name now? See, don't get old, people. This is what happens when you get old. The dude, Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson was in it. The mom from Sopranos was in it, and then Joe Pesci was in it. That's sad, because I was hoping they were going to have one more year of it, because I wanted to see where the story went with that. Law & Order, Organized Crime. This is why you did not hear about it on NBC, because Law & Order, Organized Crime with Stabler is moving over to Peacock, and it was renewed for a Season 5. Ted was renewed for Season 2, and The Traitors renewed for Season 3. Prime Video's Alex Cross was coming back for a Season 2. Fallout coming back for Season 2. And Upload was renewed for 4th and final season. Starz is bringing back BMF for a Season 4, but canceled Minx after Season 2. Sci-Fi renewed for Season 3 is Surreal Estate. True TV is it canceled Tacoma FD after 4 seasons. And that might be it. That is it. And if you did not hear yet, The Golden Bachelor will be back in the fall, and Joan Vassos will be the new Golden Bachelorette. She will be the first ever Golden Bachelorette. If you don't remember Joan, she was the one that had a really, really good dinner with Gary, and she was ready. I really believe she would have won the Golden Bachelor. She would have been the one that got him had she not had to leave due to a medical concern with her daughter that required her care in the real world. So she eliminated herself from the Golden Bachelor. I believe she would have won, because I think she had more than the other 2 women did with Gary. So that's sad. Now, the funny thing is, and everyone said this as a joke, but it could be true. What if Gary ends up as one of the contestants? He's single again. Who's to say he couldn't go there and be on the show with her? We don't know. We'll see. That could be a crazy twist if he ends up being one of the Golden Bachelors that's trying to win the heart of the Golden Bachelorette. So it'd be a funny twist, and I could see ABC pulling off a stunt like that. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited for her. I was really sad when she had to leave. She would have been my pick, because for being in her, I think she was like in her upper 60s or early 70s. She was beautiful. She was a beautiful person inside and out. The fact that she eliminated herself from a big competition for her family shows that she really truly cared about her kids and her family. And I really do believe that ABC made the right choice bringing her in, because they could have easily brought in the finalist, which I love her too. She was amazing too. And I really think that he should have picked the other one. If he had to pick from the 2 that were in the finals, it should have been the one who was more spunky. The one that he picked, I believe the reason that they're getting a divorce already is she's just not adventurous enough for him. And he needs that. He wants to have that. He doesn't have little kids anymore. He has grandkids, but they're not his kids to raise anymore, so he doesn't have to be there every step of the way. He can travel. He can do the things that people do when they're retired and not have to worry about his kids, because they're all adults and in their 40s and all that, 30s, 40s. They're on their own. They're doing their thing, so he can travel with his new wife or whoever. So I would laugh if Gary showed up as one of the contestants on the Golden Bachelorette, because he really did like her, and I really believe that he would have chose her had she stayed throughout the whole competition. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Golden Bachelorette's coming back, but hopefully everybody's watching all the games that are going on right now in the NBA, WNBA, NHL. Football's around the corner. We'll have some more football talk next week, and I will review DMX's It's Dark and Hell is Hot for my boy Corey next week. That way I can actually have a chance to sit down and listen to all 19 songs. Not that I haven't heard the album a bunch of times when I was younger, but it's been a while. I'm getting older now. I'm in my 40s. I didn't get to, I don't listen to the albums from the 90s as much as I used to, so I will definitely go and do that. So next week, get ready for that. I'll be reviewing It's Dark and Hell is Hot by the late great DMX, and I'll give my ratings and my top 5 favorite songs. How many records will it get? We'll see. And then the week after that, I'm going to listen to the entire Billie Eilish CD, because her new album comes out actually tomorrow. Is the release of the new Billie Eilish. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. I'll let you know how I like that. But next week for Corey, I'll do the DMX, and then the week after I'll do the new Billie Eilish. I'm going to listen to it, so I may review both. Maybe I'll do both. But I'll probably listen to the new Billie Eilish CD in the next few weeks and stuff. My daughter is a huge Billie Eilish fan. She already ordered the album. It should be here in the next few days. And then, of course, I got iHeartRadio where I can listen to it even tomorrow already. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Until next week, enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to be a nice one in the Midwest. We're supposed to have some nice weather. No rain after today, so it should be nice for Friday, Saturday. Well, maybe a little rain tomorrow, then Saturday and Sunday, nice weather. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. I hope all you mothers enjoyed your Mother's Day weekend. I hope everybody had a great one. Summer is upon us. Let's enjoy that beautiful weather. I will see everybody next week. Until then, I love y'all. See you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and don't die. See everybody later. Peace.